1 liter bike, 150 horsepower. Oh, that throttle handle, it's tricky. It would be like... Right. We're coming close to super bikes. Hey guys, how you doing? Today I'm testing the Honda CB1000 Hornet. Inline 4, 150 horsepower. Yeah, this is an absolute beast. It's quite similar to the Suzuki that I tested a few weeks ago. That was the GSX S1000. Also an inline 4, 150 horsepower and around, what is it, 110 Newton meters. They told me it has some characteristics of the Fireblade. As you may know, the Fireblade is connected to the superbike of Honda CB1000 RRR. Is that the name? I think. So yeah, it has some really racy kind of features. Oh, that was the horn again. I already pushed the horn 3 times when I wanted to use my blinker. So it's not a really perfect position for the blinker though. Right, so it's an inline 4. Means all the power is in the high range of the revs. But I looked it up beforehand and it should be different compared to the Suzuki, because the Suzuki has more punch in the high range, and this one, the Honda Hornet 1000, should have a little bit more punch in the low range. So we'll see. This is not the sport mode, this is standard mode. We'll try sport mode later on, but I can already tell now after 2 minutes in, throttle control is a bit more aggressive than the Suzuki, and this is only standard mode, so not really looking forward to sport mode for now, but maybe if I get more familiar with this bike, I will not hesitate to go to sport. Alright, so like I said, whoa, oh yeah, really agile. By the way, an SC project exhaust, I will make some video footage. So I will show you how it looks. It has some carbon feature look. SC project always looks really cool. It has a baffle, so DB killer. That's a pity, but yeah, those are the rules. In front of me, that's the exact same bike actually. That's the Honda CB1000 Hornet, also with the SC project, including baffle. Okay, it's a quick shifter. Yeah, it makes a perfect sound. It's an inline 4, so a lot of revs. Oh, that throttle handle, it's tricky. I can already feel it right away in my right hand, and we're only riding it now for 3 minutes in standard mode. This is standard mode, so I wasn't surprised with the sport mode on the Suzuki GSX S1000. Like I said, really similar to this bike. But yeah, it was nothing special actually. It still has 150 horsepower, but it took me yeah, it took me a lot of effort to really get to those 150 horsepower, because it's really hidden and it's not made just for commuting through the city like we're doing right now. This feels a bit more aggressive already. It's really a pity that we have that baffle inside of the exhaust, because if we were able to just give it a go with this is a 1 liter bike, you know. We're coming close to super bikes. This is still naked bike of course, but we're really getting close to super bikes now. 1 liter bike, 150 horsepower, with an SC project underneath. Oh, if we had no baffle, it would be like, but yeah, sadly no. So the guy in front of me, the same bike. I did it on purpose. I want to see how he behaves on the bike through the corners and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really agile in the corners. Really agile. The first 2-3 movements that I made, it felt like the Kawasaki Z650. The torque is, yeah, it's a 4-cylinder inline 4, so you really need to push the throttle handle to get that torque out of it. So yeah, it's really linear, the build up, so no surprises there. Sitting position, whoa, that was a big bump. Suspension is not doing a really good job. I was almost thrown off the bike. If I look at the sitting position, this is not really pleasant for being 2 meters tall. No, you already feel it when you're sitting on the bike and you're leaving the garage or the showroom in this case, the shop. No, it doesn't feel pleasant. I'm a bit too tall to reach the pedals for shifting gears, for the brake. Also, like I mentioned, I was using the horn several times instead of the blinker. Throttle handle's a bit too tricky already in standard mode, so but it's aggressive though, and that's makes it really sporty. I wish I could remove that baffle inside of that exhaust. It would give a terrifying sound. Confident of that. Yeah, really linear, so if you go out of the corner and you open up the throttle handle, really linear. Oh yeah. So after 30-35% of the throttle handle, it really opens up the power of the bike. Yeah. Still, I need to get used to it a bit more because it is indeed more tricky than the Suzuki in sport mode. And this is standard mode. So. Right, so cornering, yeah, if you have a bit more speed, cornering is just like any other bike, it's good. But if you go low speed, it is really agile, like a smaller naked bike with less power. I'm not sure if that is a plus, but yeah, if you go a bit faster, like this, it feels really, really comfortable. So, of course, later on I will give my final verdict. First of all, give me a few more minutes to test this standard mode, but later on I will definitely go to sport mode and let's see what happens then. Yeah, the guy already told me look out with the throttle handle, that's the only thing that really differs, so yeah, we'll see. And after that I will give my final verdict on excitement and what's the second part? Comfort, of course. Okay, let's go back to 2. Yeah, it's vibrating in my button, to say it a nice way. It's still YouTube, right? So after 6,000 RPM, it really starts to shake up your bottom. Not in a good way at all. Still, I'm not really terrified by the performance getting released by the bike when going nearly full throttle in second. Not sure if that's the mode that I'm in, or I should be in first gear instead of second, or just get up the revs. It has a limit to 13,000 RPM, which is pretty basic, I think, for an inline 4. But if you compare it to an ZX4RR with only 68 horsepower, it has 16,000 RPM. So we can go a bit more crazy if we like, but I think this is decent. And yeah, you must do a lot of effort to get it up to 8, 10 and even 12,000. We're not going to do that today, and that's really something for track. Getting it to 8 is already quite hard, so All right, let's go. Great exhaust. Right. So yeah, it's really agile. Like you saw, the guy in front of me was really struggling with the gears. I'm not sure why, because it's a quick shifter, but yeah, at the roundabout he was struggling with it. Okay, could happen. So it's July now, and in the Netherlands that means or it is 30 degrees plus, as it is today, or it is rainy and grey sky, and thankfully it's so agile. This is really similar to the Z900, I think. That has 120 horsepower, this 150, so even more horsepower, more more power inside of this engine, but still it feels like a really small bike. So agile, really agile. And that's oh yeah, maybe it's a plus when you're actually commuting like this, you know, if you have small corners and you want to pass someone, like bicycles or whatever, or maybe it is a surplus to have it more agile in on low speeds. Yeah. Okay, to be honest, I'm not really sure if I'm already able, of course I'm able, if I'm willing to go to sport mode, especially not riding through the city, using the throttle handle all the time, going fast, going slow. So if we have a bit more longer roads than this, I will go to sport mode. Let's see how it works out. So like I said, a lot of vibrations coming up from 6,000 RPM, and therefore, yeah, I could easily ride it in first gear, you know. So, but yeah, it doesn't feel that pleasant. So why are you on a inline 4 then, if you're only riding it in high gears, only riding 30, 50, 70 kilometers an hour? Because it's made for track and not for circumstances like these. And of course I still love the inline 4, but you should have more torque, you know, more punch in the low range, and it's not really there. No. That's what I'm missing right now, and that was the same thing with that GSX S1000. I was missing something. I was missing, you know, excitement, power, torque, and it's all far away, hidden, and you're not going to search for it, you know, with rides like these. It doesn't make any sense. So I think these bikes are more valuable, or show their value, when you are going abroad, so abroad outside of the Netherlands, with hills, mountains, whatever. But yeah, we're really flat over here, so only flat roads, you don't need it, and you're limited to 50 kilometers an hour within the city. So alright, let's go to some bigger roads so we can change up to sport mode. Yeah, it pushes me to the front a little when I'm braking, so that's the feeling that I don't desire. So you should be locked in with your feet. It's really wide, the tank. This is a really wide tank, but it's not bringing you any comfort though. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to sport mode. There it is. Third gear. I have to feel it. my right hand is getting warmer and warmer. So I have the feeling, not sure, that the temperature is going up, because nowadays you can heat up your throttle handle for during winter time, but it's 30 degrees out there today, so that's not what I want. But it really feels warm, so it's cool that it's there, but I don't want it right now. 30 degrees, man, come on. It should cool down a little. Okay, getting to third. I don't feel any surprises there with the throttle handle so far. Of course, I'm cautious, and I think, yeah, I'm still a beginner though, but after riding around, what is it, 40? No, riding around 40 motorcycles, yeah, I can say that you're getting familiar with the throttle handle, you know, and how to use it in a linear way. So and I'm cautious about circumstances like these. So hopefully it'll nothing happens, but because now I'm really speaking really confidently about this, but maybe something happened. I don't know, but it feels quite it doesn't feel unpleasant. It feels a bit more aggressive than usual. Yeah, it gives you already a little bit of a punch. Yeah, but that's fine. So not a power explosion, not at all, a little punch. But if you're used to a 1-cylinder, for example, or a really well performing 2-cylinder, you're already used to that, so it doesn't feel that. Yeah, it's punchy, that's it. No power explosion, no worries, no worries. All right, hopefully we can go to the highway. Oh, just made I went to neutral instead of 2. I think this is the same mistake that the other guy on the CB1000 Hornet made at the roundabout. So I just did the same beginner mistake. It's punchy, it is. Yeah, final verdict's coming up, so stay tuned. I want to remind you of this is the last, well, I'm having some sort of summer break right now for a few weeks. I'm going on a holiday, you know, doing some fun things with my family, stuff like that. So no tests for the coming weeks. I will still have some tests later on this summer, at the end of the summer, so a lot more videos are coming up. I already have 8 test videos so recorded that I have to edit and I can put online on YouTube, so a lot more is coming up. You still have every week on Wednesday 6 o'clock a new video. My fingers are getting a bit numb. I don't know if it's because it's heating my fingers. Oh yeah, it's punchy, that throttle handle. Do you see it on the video as well? That whoa. But nothing special, but it's nothing that you would not be able to handle, but it's a bit punchy, yeah. So yeah, this is sport mode. I think you can still, you have rain mode as well. You can also do a user mode, which means you decide what you want concerning traction control, wheelie control, stuff like that. Yeah, everyone is enjoying these sunny days, getting an ice cream, going to the beach. We're nearby the beach, by the way. This is nearby Noordwijk in the Netherlands. We're in the west of the Netherlands now. Normally we're in the east because that's where I live. Today we're in the west, Noordwijk. So a fun fact about Noordwijk, especially when you're not from the Netherlands, if the Dutch football team, soccer team plays a match here in Holland, a home match, they always stay with the entire team in a hotel in Noordwijk. Therefore it's really familiar and famous in the Netherlands, and it has some nice beaches as well. So I always feel like a noob riding in 5th when in like 4. It should be in 4, it should be in 3, it should be in 2. Like that. I'm going to stay in 2nd now. That felt good. I was waiting for this already for 20 minutes. Finally was able to push that throttle handle full. Pushing. Playful and cornering. It's really listening to what you're saying to the bike, how you're using your butt. Again the horn. It must. He's looking as well. He must think I'm retarded. It's a shame that we don't have. Oh, I want to say that we didn't go to the highway, but yes, there it is, finally. Push it. Good. Yeah, so I was able to really open up the throttle handle, and suddenly after so much RPM, not sure I wasn't able to look at it, it really, bam, unleashes the power, like boom. And yeah, now I understand that there's 150 horsepower, it's there, but yeah, I didn't have the opportunity to get it more open. I didn't have the distance to the guy in front of me, so I had to brake, sadly. But yeah, this is a monster in disguise. This is a monster in disguise. Yeah, it's perfectly hidden, and if you open up, in second or third for a bit more longer. So after 1.5 seconds, like what? It's an explosion of horsepower. Yeah, I always have to mention that I'm really enthusiastic sometimes, and that's because the adrenaline comes up. And when you open up a throttle handle 150 horsepower, it will get your juices flowing. Trust me on that one. So if you're sitting on the couch eating your chips and you think, oh, that guy is so cringe, it's adrenaline, my man. Trust me, get on the bike, feel it for yourself. It's part of the job. And yeah, it doesn't feel that bad. So. Alright, final verdict. I think we still have 5 or 10 minutes coming up in this test, so you can still enjoy it. But the final verdict, this bike is going to lose it on comfort if you compare it to the Suzuki GSX S1000. Yes, comfort wise I have numb hands, or my right hand is numb right now. It's pushing me to the front when I brake. Throttle handle is a bit tricky even in standard mode. Punchy though, not tricky. It's not made for someone 2 meters tall. It's wide though, but it's not made for 2 meters for sure. It's really agile. It's so numb, my right hand, especially my thumb. So that's a big minus on the final verdict. Yeah, it's really agile, that's a plus. So I have to give it a 6 minus. Yeah, it's still a significant mark, but yeah, I don't know, 6 minus. But next up, excitement, and because it's punchy in the low range, it has more to offer than that Suzuki GSX S1000. Yeah, because that was kind of boring in the low range. It has more punch, low range, and if you open up, I just had it one time on the highway, and that was something else. Explosion of horsepower is getting released, even if it was only for 1.5 seconds. I feel it's there, and you can get it unleashed if you want to. Yeah, the excitement, especially for an inline 4, because it's always up in the high range, you know, in the high revs, all the power, but they did a pretty good job. No, 7.5. 7.5? Yeah, 7.5. But because of the outbursting power, it's sunny out there, 30 degrees, let's go for an 8 minus. So 6 minus for comfort, 8 minus for excitement. Later on I will be riding the CB1000 Hornet, which is a 2-cylinder, so this is the 1000 1 liter inline 4. Later on the 2-cylinder 750, totally different. So it's still a Hornet and a naked bike of Honda, but maybe I like that or prefer that a bit more, especially when riding the roads that I'm riding right now, because I don't think this is the perfect bike for these kind of days. If you would take this to the German highway though, and you go to, I don't know, you go on a holiday further on to, what is it, Austria, Italy, yeah, then this would be a great bike. But then still the comfort is too low. You will get numb hands after, what is it, 20 minutes already? So it's not made for really long rides though. And it's not made for the Netherlands, for flat countries. So I had fun, but not the motorcycle for me. Not the perfect motorcycle. Alright, I'm gonna shut up for 5 minutes, like I always do. Finally, you might think. Enjoy. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to download the free Inline4 app. See you later guys. Ciao.